My top 7 longevity hacks for women over 40. Did you know that habits that you do in your 30s and 40s actually affect how you live in your 50s and 60s? So let's talk about the top 7 habits that I suggest for women over 40 starting to improve their longevity so that they live well and feel good at 60, 70, 80, and 90. So I'm Dr. Jen, an integrative medicine doctor with over 16 years of experience, and I help women every single day to live better, get stronger, and just overall feel great in midlife. So let's talk about the 7 habits that I use with my patients to help them get better results. So number 1 is prioritize your muscle. Your bones and your muscle is your best longevity tool. So as we age, estrogen starts to cause decline in both our muscle and our bone. So our bone starts to have less density in it, we become less strong, and our muscle mass actually goes down. So one of the most powerful tools you can do to support longevity is to build bone and build muscle. What do? You need to focus on adding strength training or resistance training into your workout. If you're a cardio girl, you were a woman of the 80s and the 90s, and you know that we were inundated with these commercials of Tab, people drinking Tab, and Richard Simmons in his little shorts doing workouts, and it was about cardio, cardio, cardio. You got to shift your mindset to think about adding resistance training. Now that could be weightlifting, and if you're doing weightlifting, think about building more and more weight. If you're doing resistance training like Pilates, adding some core Pilates, you just need to be putting pressure on that bone to turn over, and you need to be building muscle. Now there are things that can help with that, both supplements and hormone replacement therapy, but think of it as a lifestyle change, building bone and muscle. Number 2, optimizing your hormones. Your hormones are actually working a symphony with other hormones like insulin and ghrelin and leptin and thyroid and so many more hormones. And so you want to make sure your hormones are optimized. So again, if it's with hormone replacement therapy, that's an option, or if it's from a more natural perspective, you still want to make sure that those are balanced. Number 3, nourish your body. So what you put in your body is so critically important. It's important for not just your health, but it's basically, think of it as a medicine. Food is medicine. So making sure you're eating a balanced, healthy diet. I've done several videos specifically on anti-inflammatory diet and the Fab 5 nutrients you need for menopause. So check that video out if you're interested, but make sure that you're optimizing your nutrition for hormone health. Number 4, protect your brain. Cognitive changes start happening in perimenopause, and you want to support your brain with omega-3s, B vitamins, magnesium, and regular exercise. So don't forget sleep too. You just want to think about, how do I optimize my brain and use the habits that I have every single day to do that? So for me, for example, I have an ApoE4 gene. So I am at risk for Alzheimer's. I'm at risk higher than the average population. So I think about incorporating my daily routine. What can I do from a supplement perspective? What kind of exercises increase BDNF to help with my brain? What kind of brain games will help improve my brain long term? How do I keep myself from developing dementia? Because I, again, am at high risk. If you're curious about that specifically, you can do genetic testing to find out if you're an ApoE4 carrier. Habit number 5, get serious about sleep. So sleep is great for the brain, the bone, the muscle, mental health. So we don't often think about sleep like a medicine, really. And it's just as important as you taking your medicines for your thyroid or your medicine for your HRT. So prioritize sleep. And how do you do that? So you need to aim for 7 to 9 quality hours of sleep. And for some women, they even need more than 7 to 9. Women in general need more sleep than men. And by doing this, you need to actually sleep in a cool room. So the temperature needs to be cooler. You need to be dark room. So no blue lights, no phones, no TVs, no lights at all. So it should be that you can barely even see your hand in front of your face. The other thing you need to think about related to sleep is that your bed is really only used for 2 things: sleep and sex. So if you're sitting in your bed all day on a Saturday watching Netflix videos, your body isn't really trained to understand that the bed is for sleep or sex. It really thinks it's really just to lay around. So some people have difficulty getting to sleep and staying asleep because their body's sort of used to laying around in bed. So make sure that your bed is only used for 2 things. And lastly, avoid caffeine or lots of liquids before you go to bed. Making sure that you really pay attention to what you drink and eat before you go to bed will help you get a better night's sleep. So avoiding eating 3 hours before you go to bed, no caffeine after noon, no alcohol in the evening, and trying to remember to drink minimal fluids within a couple hours so you're not up having to go to the bathroom. So habit number 6. This is something that I think is pretty cool. So there's these things called centenarian studies where they looked at women and men who lived in their hundreds. And what is the secret to their success? Why did they get that old and do so well? One of the number one things that they had in common, and remember, these people live all over the world. If you love this kind of stuff, check out the Blue Zones. I don't have an affiliation with it, but I think the book and the series on Disney, it's very cool. But the Blue Zones are areas where these women and men live past 100. And one of the commonalities in these people were that they had a sense of belonging, a sense of purpose, a sense of community. So fostering deep social connections, building a community, building connections, those are incredible for not just mental health, but longevity. Those people that had a system in place lived longer. They actually not only lived longer, but they reported having better life in general. So staying connected to your community, to nurturing relationships, building friendships, really making sure you have your tribe and your people. And hopefully this channel is that for you as well. And we all love and embrace you as well. So fostering deep connections. Number 7, my last habit to incorporate for longevity, success in women over 40, kind of might surprise you actually. So it's staying curious and keep learning. So women and men, as we age, things change, right? So I love things like wearable technology. Here's my Oura ring. I've been wearing this for the last year. I love learning genetics to understand how am I different than the person next to me? What can I do to turn off the bad genes and turn on the good ones? But these things take time and you have to continue to evolve and learn and understand more things that are kind of like biohacker techniques for yourself. And it's very personalized and individual. So continuing to learn, continuing to understand your chemistry, continuing to see what changes your body is going through, being in tune with your body is very, very important. And that should be part of a habit, right? Trying to use things in your life that will help you promote good habits and that will help you bring things, add things into your routine. You have to be able to be curious and still learning. So that's my 7 habits for improved longevity in women over 40. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Let me know what longevity tips you do. I would love to know more about what you're looking for in the longevity space. I love talking about sauna, like contrast therapy, cold and hot, wearable technology. So let me know in the comments what you're looking for specifically on longevity medicine. And I'll see you in the next video.